We call it knock door run. What did you call it growing up?
Nicky Knocky Nine Doors.
Okay. Never heard that one.
What do you call it?
Knock door run.
Nicky Knocky Nine Doors. A new player came along a few years into my career, Lucy Bronze. And I literally...
Lucy Tuck.
Yeah, I literally could not beat her. You know when the girls went to 10 Downing Street, they've got a Ring doorbell now?
What, on Downing Street?
Yeah, how mad
No
that?
way. Seriously?
Yeah. So the girls didn't even have to knock on, they had to ring it?
No, that's new.
No,
That is...
I am joking.
Oh, I'm so gullible every time.
I know from day one that was taking my shirt. I could just tell from training. Welcome back to Long Story Short. It is a different day. We haven't just changed our tops. Kaz, change your hair, quick. Do something. There we go. It's the next week. How are you, Kazza?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. We were just discussing before, because I don't think people will actually realise, you have a proper office job, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I do, yeah. Why'd you laugh?
No, just because, I think people see you as pundit cars, review cars, but you go into
I
an
love how
office.
you went review like jazz hands.
You never mention the review, do you?
Or the jungle.
Shut up. No, but what did you do after the Euros? When you just walk into the office?
Well, yeah, no. So I work in the sponsorship marketing team at Visa, and basically, because they've been a major sponsor of the women's game, and we've worked for years and years on building towards the Euros, and obviously then because England won, I walked into the office and everyone was like, great job, well done. I was like, oh, that penalty was so tough scoring it. Absolutely milking it. I was walked into the office like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Like this. You're absolutely buzzing. But yeah, I've got my laptop, my little pass, my book and I love it. It's massive different side that people might not know about me. And
how many days do you do?
Let's not talk about the days I do. It's the
one a week.
Yeah, probably one a week.
I've messaged you so many times saying, let's get a coffee, and you're like, oh, I'm run off my feet. But I think it's because you have to work a full day, don't you?
Yeah, it's
because you're only in 1 day a week.
No, I do. So I do throughout the month a certain amount of days, and yeah, it's a proper job. And I know people are like, it's a proper job, but as footballers and what we do, but yeah, I go in full day at the office, back to back meetings, and sometimes I message you and I'm like, no, I can't, I'm in meetings, or I'm in a massive floor with everyone at the computers like this, and I'm sometimes I'm like.
I think you're just fobbing me off though, because I did meet your big boss, a guy, I can't remember his name now, and I said to him, he said, just put in that you want to have a meeting with Kaz and I'll set it all up and you can just be waiting there with a coffee. So you have got time.
No, to be fair, we can have coffee meetings.
Yeah.
That's where you get creative.
Right, okay. I'm going to pencil myself in. Trying to think what I did this week. I went back to Sunderland. See my grandma, the family. I babysat my new little nephew.
Oh, Jack.
He's so cute.
Was it all alright? Was you nervous?
My sister's so chilled, she is so chilled. And she left us a little list of can you feed him his milk at this time? Then
I was can you feed him?
Yeah, can you feed him?
I hope so.
Remember to put him in his night clothes and then put him to bed. And if I'm being honest, I always think my older sister's got kids, and when I'm Auntie Jill, I'll they'll never be dressed right, they'll never probably look right, but they'll just have a great time. And I think at one point, I'd give him his milk, he had his dungarees on, I put him in his chair, I think I was making a cup of tea and I looked and he was asleep, and I was like, oh my God, it's not sleep time, it's 6 p.m. or something.
Did you wake him up?
Well, no, but I was he's not in his night clothes, what do I do? But I have this rule where I'm if they're happy and content, isn't there that thing of don't wake a sleeping baby?
Hell no.
Yeah, so
You're an adult.
I just left him, and then I think he slept till 9 till 4 something.
Wow.
Which is great. So hopefully my sister Robin will have his back as a babysitter.
Did you love it?
Oh, I loved it. I just kept staring at him. He wasn't really doing much, but I was just oh, look how cute he is.
Yeah. Did it make you broody?
I would like a baby, actually. Do you think I could bring it on the podcast? Just put it here. What's that movie? Is it Hangover?
Oh yeah, he just walks
Of
in
the baby, like, here.
with sunglasses on the baby as well.
Yeah, they'd just be sitting here like, welcome to Long Story Short, featuring a baby.
Do you know what reminded? I watched something today on socials, and it actually reminded me of you.
Oh, God.
Because right, there's this kid. What we call it, knock door run. What did you call it growing up?
Oh, Nicky Knocky Nine Doors.
Okay, never heard that one.
What do you call it?
Knock door run.
Nicky Knocky Nine Doors.
So okay, I'm sure there's other words out there that people have.
Comment in the box below and tell us.
But basically, right, there's this kid, I was cracking up. This kid goes to do knock door run, and as he goes to do it, someone opens the door, and he goes, oh no. And so the woman goes, why are you here? And he said, I was going to do knock door run. And the woman goes, well, that's not very nice. What would your dad say? And the kid goes, my dad's said I could do it. And she's like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, because he wants to make childhood memories, right? And then all of a sudden you hear the dad go, leg it, run. And you see the dad and the kid goes, bye. And they just went off. But it reminded me of you because I'm like, that's what you always talk about, childhood memories.
Yeah.
And like, I could imagine you doing it with your kids or like your nephews and being like, go on, we got to make childhood memories, knock door run, and
just making them
see Jill
do it.
Scott running down the street.
Just making them do it. That's actually so funny. But times have changed so much now. Like, it wouldn't even be knocking on the door. It'd be like ring doorbell go or something.
Yeah.
You know when the girls went to 10 Downing Street, they've got a ring doorbell now.
What, on Downing Street?
Yeah, how mad
No
that?
way. Seriously?
Yeah. So the girls didn't even have to knock on, they had to like ring it.
No, that's new.
No,
That is.
I am joking.
Oh, I'm so gullible every time. I'm like, I went there and I'm like, I didn't see the ring doorbell. I'm so good. You're so annoying. Oh, you do my head in.
I have got a funny picture to share with you actually. So we had like an Amazon delivery the other day. I don't know why this has made us laugh so much, but maybe the picture might give it some context. You know when they deliver your parcel and they take a picture? So we've got this like glass like kind of window and it's just the parcel and just my bulldog just like posing for the picture. And I was like, I wonder if the parcel's been delivered. And then Evie sent us a picture and I was like, it's just Winnie like with her head tilted like in the picture.
Oh, bless.
I just keep looking at it and it makes us laugh. Right, Kaz, I'm just getting in my ear.
Pre-season?
I don't even have like an earpiece. I just thought I'd make us look professional with Ed's message coming through. Pre-season. So I think we were just going to touch on pre-season because obviously the girls just finished the Euros. Obviously the men's Premier League start and women's WSL. Do you know what I always found interesting as a player? Coming back after a tournament. So I've heard kind of on the grapevine, maybe they get like 2 weeks, 3 weeks off maybe because the WSL season's going to start. And it's almost like you get less time the better that you do. So I always found it really difficult going back to club after a tournament because first of all, you're greeted by a manager who has had about 10 weeks break and they're like full of energy. They've probably had time with the family. They've been out, watched a few of the international matches and I just feel like they've got like just 100% rest. If you could think of a battery, they're on like 100%. They're ready to go. Whereas you're turning up, you're physically fatigued, you're mentally fatigued. Is 2-3 weeks enough rest? I don't think, especially mentally, like going through the highs and lows of a tournament. And I used to find it such a contrast. And I remember sitting down for my first meeting after 2019 World Cup in with City, 2 weeks off. We'd played every single game because instead of the final, we had the bronze medal match. I was absolutely knackered. And then managers like, welcome back everyone. We're starting with fitness testing today. Our aims for the season, FA Cup, League, Champions League, League Cup final. And I just remember, I think I started crying. Like,
really?
I was so tired, yeah. And we did fitness testing. And physically, I was all right because you've just had this massive tournament, so you've still got your fitness levels. But I struggled so bad, particularly that year to get back mentally. I just wasn't ready for a full season.
So was that visible, you crying as well?
Well, I remember I remember thinking, God, I'm close to tears here. And then we did fitness testing, and I remember I just walked into this room. It was just like this dark room, and I just sat there and I just like broke down. And I remember the psychologist just walking past, and they came and spoke to us, and I was like, I just don't feel like I'm ready to like go again. And I think they did give us like an extended break, which was good. But I just thought it was a bit unfair to be greeted with a fitness test on your first day back after a long tournament. And I just wondered, did you struggle with that transition at any point as well?
After all of them, you're right. The levels are really, really different because, as well, it's not just going into the new season; it's the season before the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, you're fighting so hard to get into the international team to make the Euro squad or the World Cup squad. So you're pushing so hard. Then you go again, and then obviously you're right, and then like that. Club football is obviously massive, but your international career is the pinnacle. So you've pushed yourself to the absolute max. And then to only have that little bit of a break and then to go back in, you're right, when everyone's batteries are full of energy and you're just like flat, it is really, really hard. And I think I'd say it's more there than anything, like, because with anything at the highest level, you've got to want it there.
Yeah.
Like, physically, you can do it, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's like, can you get on that line and run and do that fitness test? Have you got it in you? Because if you don't, why do it? Give them more time off, because a tired Jill Scott isn't going to give me what I want. I want a refreshed Jill Scott that comes in and bounces off the walls and gives all the energy and because not like you would ever not run, you'd run for a brick wall.
Yeah.
So why is that benefit if you're coming in fatigued?
Yeah, and I think that's why the players, like everybody's rest or programs back needs to be kind of bespoke, doesn't it, to them? Because you might have someone who they didn't go away internationally and they'll be back training now. But I think that must be a hard point for managers, that they get this group back. Some haven't been to a tournament. Some's been to a tournament, not done very well. So they're feeling low.
Hard.
Yeah.
That's hard going and not playing, because fitness-wise, they probably need a little bit of a push.
Yeah.
But emotionally, they could be pretty broken.
Yeah. But I always have this argument where, like, can you remember I know for Man City, the Champions League started straight away. And I think we went out to Real Madrid
and Arsenal
2 years consecutive. And I always remember thinking, like, why play the players that have just come back from tournament? Like, give them a rest. And because surely, okay, they're your better players. I'm doing that thing with my fingers. They're your better players. But surely you'd want to play a player that is 100% refreshed and ready to go. And I do think, reflecting back, that is where we got it wrong. And we had 2 early Champions League exits because we were playing like the likes of Kiva Walsh, who'd been absolutely ran into the ground. You'd taken everything from her. You'd rushed her back. And then she wasn't 100% fit to go again. And I do think that is things that clubs need to get kind of better. They probably do now. But I think we were kind of the first guinea pigs for that transition. And I think when you go back to 2011, we had a World Cup. 2012, we had the Olympics. 2013, we had a Euros. So you did like these 3 full seasons of club, tournament, club, tournament, club, tournament. And when I look back to 2013, I think no wonder that Euros was a bit of a disaster, because I think everybody was just absolutely knackered.
How many back-to-backs tournaments did you do?
Well, I think I did 10 out of my 16 seasons. At England, I played 10 tournaments out of 16. But I could definitely feel it when we had a tournament rather than a break. So, yeah, I think what we're trying to say on the podcast is rest is best. And don't test.
Yeah, no to test.
No to testing. Maybe we could kind of go down memory lane and talk about kind of our pre-season. So I just wanted to start with, can you remember, like when you had your off season, so usually would get about, I remember when the season would get a bit of time off over Christmas. Can you remember that? When it wasn't like a summer season. What was it called? WSL, when we had like the winter bit off.
Just a season with a winter break.
Yeah, but why did we have that? Can you remember?
Well, because our season's shorter and back in the day, the pitches weren't that great, so the pitches would cause the games to be cancelled. So we gave us that extended break and then backlogged the rest of the season.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask you, like, did you always take your break, or were you someone that did extra training throughout the break?
No, I think after tournaments, I'd crawl towards Christmas and think just get to Christmas, and then that's when you can really kind of switch off. But I definitely always trained.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a case now of any footballer, male or female, where you can actually take an extended period of time off.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, because even like in pre-season, you got to do your pre-season.
Yeah.
Because if you come back in and done nothing, you're going to be so far behind, and it's just straight into things. So if you don't do that extra work, you're already massively on the back foot, so you can't take any rest anymore.
I always used to take 2 weeks completely off, because I remember somebody saying it was like your body will start a detrain after them 2 weeks. So I'd take the 2 weeks completely off, and then I'd always do a little bit of running just to kind of get your body back into it, because it was the worst feeling when you knew that first day of pre-season. So when I said our break was in December, it was always like the 2nd of January, 3rd of January that you would have like a fitness test. And I just remember driving into football thinking, oh, we've got like the yo-yo test or the bleep test. It was the worst feeling, wasn't it? We used to have, so back in the day at Sunderland, you'd have a 12-minute run and then you'd break, and then he'd make us do another one. And it was horrible, just running for 12 minutes around a square. Like, you weren't even going anywhere. But then obviously as the game got more professional, I remember City used to do a 5-minute run. So you put your GPS pack in and you just run for 5 minutes and it would record your distance. And I remember they had us in on the 2nd of January. So I was like, you know what, we can enjoy New Year's Eve a little bit, because at least you've got the first to recover and then go on the 2nd. But they literally on New Year's Eve text us saying, you're coming in on the 1st. And I'd already planned that I was going to this party. And I remember thinking at the party, right, you should be sensible, like, don't have a drink. But you know what? It was a really good party. Like, it was really good. And I was like, you know what, Jill, you're just going to have to power through, get through the fitness test. So I did have a couple of drinks, but I got so competitive whenever we were doing fitness testing. And I think I'd had like a couple of red wines. I think I could still taste the red wine in my mouth. But I actually did well in the fitness test.
Do you not think, though, when you've had not that we did it regularly, but if you did
and we
do
don't
things
promote this, by the way.
No.
This is back in the day, about 15 years ago. You just had to survive rather than thrive.
But do you not think, though, like, when you did do things like that, you actually did better because you thought, I've got to mentally get through this so they don't know. So you actually pushed harder.
Yeah.
Like, you performed better.
And I think the fitness tests are such a mental challenge. We'd have people turn up and they would mentally be like, oh my God, we've got to run. And they'd be like that for hours up until the fitness test. Whereas I was like, we're all going to have to do it. So we just got to get our head down and run. And I used to do all right. Like, I'm probably built more like a runner than a footballer.
You're like roadrunner.
But then, so like, without coming across too big-headed, I'd usually be at the front. But then a new player came along a few years into my career, Lucy Bronze. And I literally...
Lucy Tuck.
Yeah, I literally could not beat her. And I used to get so competitive. And I remember one fitness testing with England, I got really close to her, like within touching distance. She still beat us. And I remember after that, she told us that she'd had COVID for like 4 weeks. She had COVID for 4 weeks and I still couldn't catch her.
She's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Actually ridiculous. But did you find later on in your career, at the beginning, it was all just running? I don't think I even seen a football. Some days it was just like, you've got to run. But then I remember being at City a bit later on and the footballs were out. It was all small-sided games. And did you recognise a shift?
Yeah, I think it was when I went, like, Birmingham was very much like, you know, running, and because we were really good for a long period of time, and then we lost a core group of players, and then so we probably then it was a lot of running. Then when I moved to Chelsea, as Emma obviously thought very differently, she was very much like, we didn't do small-sided games until like just before the season started.
Yeah.
Because of like tight twisting and turning her theory was that will bring on more injuries. So a lot of our stuff was just like a lot of football stuff, but very like 70% long distance or ball stuff with it.
Yeah, I remember doing a lot of gym tests, and we won't go into Jill in the gym. Obviously, we know that she wasn't very good.
No, you were.
But we had to
You
do
were.
a pull-up test. And every single season, so 7 seasons in, I can't do a pull-up. I think because I'm so long-limbed. Like, for you to pull yourself up, you probably just do that. Like, for me, it's like the bar seems so far away. Like, it was such an unfair test for long-limbed people.
Oh, so like running next to you was fair.
Okay, maybe we had different
Do you know what I mean?
advantages. But every single pre-season, I used to go, I can't do a pull-up. And they used to make us hang off the bar. It was so humiliating when I look back. And they used to be like, try and do one. And I couldn't do it.
Did
And
you use the thing?
no, because that wasn't the test. So they'd just make us hang there. I'd be trying. And then they'd go, yeah, Jill 0. And I'd be like, I told you that for the past 7 years. Honestly, Kaz, I tried everything. I tried the bands. I tried, the weighted pull-up. Not the weighted pull-up, the assisted weighted pull-up. And I just couldn't get any better at them.
Really?
Yeah, really. But it goes back to my theory of, do you need to do a pull-up to be a good footballer?
That's where I went wrong. I was all right then.
Yeah.
That was my best test.
Kaz is like this. I remember
that was-
Demi Stokes used to have 50 kilograms
Oh, that was ridiculous.
attached to her, and she used to just be able
Yeah,
to bash out these
she's
pull-ups.
Machine nowhere.
Yeah. Can you remember when you used to have like new signings? Is there anyone when you look back and you think that first day of training you'd get out on the grass and you'd be like, wow, we've got her this season, like we're going to smash it?
Yeah, but I felt like that every season at Chelsea because, like, Emma's saying at the time was, people that say if it's not broken, you don't need to fix it. She was like, if it's not broken, break it.
I've seen her do that interview.
I know.
Break it.
Yeah, and I was at the
Break
time,
it,
I'm
make
thinking,
it better.
chill out, Emma. But no, so every season, win or lose, we'd just get another marquee signing. You're like, oh, but it keeps you on your toes. Like, I have got the real load of respect for Magdalena Eriksson.
Yeah.
I thought when she came in, I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Like, usually I'm like, attacking players and I'm like, oh, wow, they're amazing. But there was something about Magda where I was like, okay, like, I think she'll take us to the next level.
Yeah.
And, like, I think we'll be really successful with her in the team. And I think she really, really stood out for me. Just the left-sided balance, but also the physicality. And, like, you talk about Lucy and her mentality, I'd say Magda was exactly the same.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and Crystal Dunn, actually. Crystal
Great
Dunn.
player.
Yeah, she came in as a centre forward in the pre-season, so we'd signed her. I think she was on the kind of fringes of the US national team, but everyone was playing her as a number 9. And we changed system to like a 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, and then we put her as a wing back, and then she just never looked back.
She's got the most amount of energy, like fit as a
Agility as well to get out, like to wriggle out of tight situations, and again mentality and fitness levels.
Yeah.
And maybe last one, the one that I thought, wow. When I played in the States, there was this kid that come out of college who was the first pick. And I didn't know about, college soccer or anything like that. And
Soccer. Get your cleats out.
Yeah. I was like, oh, there's this hype about this one player. And, like, she comes in and, like, first time I seen her and she's just, like, oozing in, like, swag. I'm like, oh, what's this kid all about then? And then, do you know who it is?
Rapinoe.
Yeah, Megan Rapinoe, and
I could tell the way you did the hair.
Yeah, the hair.
You did this.
Yeah, she was brunette at the time.
When you say kid, though, how much younger than you is she?
To be fair, she was the same age. But I think it's because she come out of college. I was like, oh, who's this, like, kid coming out of college? And the perception is I think she's older than me, actually. But, like, where you can see, like, oh, my God, like, stardust.
Yeah.
And, like she just makes you smile, and she just walks on the pitch, and I'm like, oh, this one's gonna be a world beater.
Yeah.
Like,
and you were right, I suppose.
To be fair, she had to do a lot of like things. Like when she first broke onto the scene, like she's her professionalism and her attitude to training and stuff like that. You could really see it kicked on because she was only, like I said, she was young coming out of college.
Yeah.
There was a lot of learnings that she had to do. But yeah, like fair play to her. Like what a ledge.
I remember being at City and Tess Woolard training.
Oh wow.
Oh my God. We did like an 8v8. I still remember the session. I remember what pitch we were on and everything. Literally, I'd say for 25 minutes, nobody could get the ball off her. She was incredible, like incredible. And I was like, wow, who is this player that we've signed? And it's one of them, isn't it? Like, because although you want to break it and make it better, if you're playing, you think, is she going to take my spot? Do you know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, they've brought in an attacking midfielder. And there is always something in the back of your mind where you're like,
100%.
oh, they're going to take my spot. And fantastic player. And I think the more games we had, I realised that we needed like a lot of midfield players. So she was an absolute fantastic signing. And then also I remember us bringing in Sam Mewis as well.
Wow,
And
yeah.
I sometimes think that, like, I know managers always go, you know what, you get a fair shot in pre-season. We'll see who's playing better, you know, few games, and then like whoever gets the shirt gets the shirt. But you can't tell me that managers don't have preconceived ideas, because I remember Sam Mewis coming in. We'd had a change of manager and I'd been playing and everything. And I remember from day one in training, bless you,
Sorry.
from day one in training, I was just getting absolutely hammered for not using my left foot. Now, throughout my career, I always used to use the outside of my right. My left could have been a lot better. But I was pretty efficient on the outside of my right foot, and it was just how I delivered the ball. And I just remember getting absolutely hammered, like, play off your left. And I was like, and then Sam came along, and it was like, well done, Sam. You're amazing, Sam. Fantastic, Sam. And don't get us wrong, much better player than I was. I think she's one of the best midfielders to ever have played for Manchester City. Strength, great mindset, great person. In terms of skill on the ball, shot, she had it all. But I know from day one that Sam Mewis was taking my shirt. I could just tell from training. And as I say, rightfully so. But there is always a piece of you that's like, you kind of want the competition, but you also know, you're like, oh, why have they brought in like an attacking midfielder? Or if you're a right back and then they make a big signing of a right back, you kind of know that you're going to lose your place. So I think competition for places is always
That's tough.
kind of
You don't
a
know where
big
you
one.
are at the start of the season, do you? You don't know where you fit in.
No, definitely not.
It's a bit
Definitely
like
not.
it's like your first day at school as well. You know, we get the new kit. You know when you go to school and you get your pencil
Yeah,
case,
yeah.
you get your bag and your new shoes. Did you not like feel that on pre-season? I'm like, all right, I've got my new boots,
Yeah.
my new training kit. What does it look like? And the fresh socks.
I think I always made sure that I'd like had my eyebrows done, you know, for like your pre-photos. You know, like your squad pics, did you have them? And you just like sat there and I'd have like these big eyebrows because I just had them done. It's like Jill looked surprised. I was like, yeah, I am, because there's Sam Mewis and Tess Woolard walking in and I'm about to lose my spot. I'm like that on my pictures. Look happy.
But I bet you didn't, because your class always comes through.
Yeah, to be fair, I spoke to Sam Mewis recently on her podcast, and she said that I think like I always drove her on in training because I was like, I am going to fight so hard for the shirt. And I think she appreciated that competition because she knew every training session I was going to be like 100% fighting. And I think that did help her because then, well, I'd like to think it did. But then when she went into games, it'd be like, right, I'm going to have a tough test this weekend, but hopefully I give her a tough test every single day.
Yeah.
As she just like shoulder barged us off the ball, ran and scored like a 30-yarder. But big shout out to Sam Mewis. I was gutted when she got her injury and she had to finish playing. But for me, along with Kira Walsh, one of the best midfielders to ever wear that shirt for Man City. So I'm going to give her a shout out. I am.
Who was a player that you wished a club that you'd played at signed? Someone you go,
you know what?
I wanted to play with that player.
When I was thinking about you at Chelsea, I don't know if I've spoke about this before, but I remember you making a triple change once when we were playing against yous. And I think G came on, Gemma Davison and you. And I was like, who is bringing these players off the bench? Like, you would have started in any WSL team, and obviously Emma liked rotation, so you probably were a starter anyway. But I would have loved to have had G in our team.
I love how you reeled all that and you went, She wanted me. She wanted me. I wanted G.
No.
Can I tell you a funny story about G though?
Yeah, go on.
I don't know if I've told you it before, but you know, like when I was at Chelsea, I was captain, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And the players went again. It was like New Year's Eve, so we were meant to be due in on New Year's Day for training. And the players were like, Kaz, go in and speak to Emma. Like, go and, like, she's got us in for, like, 9. Come on, Kaz, make it afternoon training. You know, why do we need to be in so early? So I thought, oh, bloody hell. So I go in, and I'm like, Emma, can I have a word? Come sit down. Emma, any chance we can have training pushback? You know, is there a real need to be in at 9 o'clock? Kaz, get out. We'll see you at 9 o'clock at training. So I scuttled out, you know, give it back to the players.
I love how you, like, try to fight for them.
No, have you ever tried to fight Emma Hayes?
No, and I wouldn't want to.
Exactly.
But I thought, like, you might say, well, this is my argument, Kaz, it's 9 o'clock. Okay, bye. Girls, I've really fought for
That's
you in
what
there,
I said.
honestly.
Honestly, give it massive. I said, come on. And then, but anyway, right, cut a long story short, then it's like, it was either lunch or around the dining area. And Emma walks in to grab her food, and G shouts. She never called her like Emma, or like she shouted manager, like, and like when G, like, because she's so little, but like she had like pure authority. She's like manager, and we were like, oh no, what's G gonna do here? And Emma turned around, what's the matter, G? And she goes, training, New Year's Day. And Emma went, yeah. She goes, can we make it later? And Emma goes, well, why? And she goes, well, I came to play for Chelsea and I want to go and watch the firework display, the New Year's Eve fireworks display. And Emma's like, and she's like, well, I want 8 hours sleep and the fireworks display finishes at 12. By the time I get the train, it's 1 and I need my 8 hours sleep, so I don't want to come in at 9 o'clock. And Emma goes to her, I was fuming, she goes, so what time do you want to train, G? And she was like, you know, as late as possible. And Emma goes, 12 o'clock, okay, G? And G went, yes. All the players look at me and like, and I was like, G's her favourite. You sent me in. I'm not going to get the answer. So moving forward, we just kept sending G in. G, go and ask Emma for this. G, go and ask her. But like, literally, me, she like would not listen, would not move training. G, shout to her. Training's moved like
Yeah,
that.
but you didn't give a reason.
I did try and fight, but she's biting them. Emma's thinking to me, they're all going out. They want a few more hours. Whereas, you know, probably in Emma's defence to try and sign G, she's probably sold London, the city, everything. So then when G's called her out on it, she's got to give in.
You think when Emma hears signed G, she goes, come and play for Chelsea. Do you know there's a great firework display on New Year's
No, this
Eve?
is where you're wrong,
I
right?
can get you some tickets.
No, but you've got to fix. So when I went to Chicago, okay, I went there to play professional football and like to do it. But they show you the city. You don't. You've got to live there and enjoy it. Like you're bringing people to experience cultures and changes, and they're going to be away from their families. And so, like, I bet you if I spoke to G, Emma sold her London as well as Chelsea as well as the football.
It's clever, really, though, isn't it?
Why would you not?
It's so clever.
Yeah. So then
clever.
I think when G called her out on it, Emma like. G was Emma's favourite, so G could do nothing wrong.
She was the best player, though.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why you wanted to play with her.
What was she like to play with? Because I always played against her and she just would not stop moving. She was so difficult to mark.
Yeah.
And then also, she broke my heart so many times, like last minute with like a top corner free kick. Like her technique was ridiculous, but I would have loved to have had her at Man City. But then again, I probably would have lost my spot even earlier.
You two would have complemented each other really, really well.
Great player.
Yeah, I actually think she's the best WSL international signing.
Yeah, good shout.
Because she came really early, and what she did and, you know, what she achieved and accomplished, and then it was also an attraction for other international players to come to the WSL. I think she's definitely a top 3 for me anyway, in terms of that, what she achieved in the WSL. But yeah, she was ridiculous. And I just think there's an element in me that was like, I wish she believed in herself a little bit more.
Yeah.
As I think she should have been like Ballon d'Or. Like
Yeah.
for me, she was one of the best players in the world. I just don't know. I don't think she got the recognition that she should have got.
No, I agree. Another shout out for G as well. But I think obviously with all the kind of science stuff that are coming in now, I think the players will be better monitored probably than our early days in our career. Like them GPS packs, honestly, the amount of times I used to get a training and they'd be like, Jill, where's your GPS? And I'd literally left it in the changing room. I got fined so much for that little GPS thing.
Could you remember the one where, was it in Canada when
2015
against Norway?
Yeah.
And like you came on, didn't you? And talk about like there was the heat map, but you came on, you were unbelievable. I can't remember, was it 2-1 to us? And there was like 7 minutes left of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, and you came on and everything you did was you took it to the corner and held it, got a throw in, got a corner, took it to, and Jill's heat map was literally around the corner flag, wasn't it?
You know what? Lucy Bronze was talking about this the other day.
Oh my God.
Because I think we were getting beat off Norway. We'd kind of played a different system, and I think I came on at half time.
Okay.
No, but it was that. It was like I think we were winning. Yeah, I think it was 2-1. I'm sure Lucy and Steph scored. And basically it was like, Jill, keep the ball in the corner. But yeah, it was like a good 10 minutes, I
Your
think.
heat map was just pure red around the corner flag. I remember it going in the WhatsApp group. I was crying.
Like, I think I had an all right game today. It was just like literally pass the ball to Jill and she'd try and shield everyone off with these
Hey,
long
find a
leaps.
way to win. Hey, those pull-ups come in handy.
There we go. Yeah, but I think the girls will be kind of so much better looked after, I think, because of that. Like 100%. Can you remember so when we speak about that winter break, we then used to go to La Manga with England.
Oh, those steps.
Every January. I've wrote here.
Got anxiety over steps.
In my little brown book, because I've left it again, little red book. But I've wrote England La Manga steps.
Is that what you
talk
put?
about them steps?
Talk about, you know when they went, do you want snacks? Where are they? Upstairs? No, not hungry. Don't need any snacks.
We got worked so hard with England, didn't we? Back
3
in the
sessions
day.
a day.
3 sessions a day, weights, a running session, a football session, and then food was up. Would you say there was about 100 steps?
And the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the rest. You look it up and you think, I genuinely don't want to eat.
Yeah,
The food's not worth that.
I think when the girls look back, they were so tired on them La Manga camps. I don't even know how we kept going, really. That was brutal pre-season.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, weight session at like 6 till 7.
Yeah.
Then breakfast, then a meeting, and then up and down them stairs. Then pitch session, fitness session, lunch up and down the stairs, session, meeting up and down the stairs, recovery, and then again for like 7 days.
And then I think we always used to end with like an in-house friendly game. None of us could run, could we? Because there'd be about 30 people on this camp. So we always used to have like 11v11 at the end. And oh my God, I actually don't think we could run. We were so dead, like literally so dead. But how many La Manga trips? We must have done about 12 La Manga trips in our careers.
The first one though, the first one I went to, we stayed on the golf course.
Yes, we did.
And there was no steps involved in that. That was like, I remember opening the balcony on one of my first trips and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And like seeing like the golf course and like with the England senior team. And then it obviously got too spenny and then we went back to and then that's when the steps keep coming involved. I'm like,
so if we did 100 steps up, 100 steps down, 5 times a day, that's 1,000 steps a day,
right.
7 days in the week, 7,000 for 12 years. So that's 70,000 steps. That's 84,000 steps we did in our England careers. I reckon without them steps, we could have played for another 5 years. Could have been sat here double Euros winners. That's why my tattoo
step by step,
day by day, mile by mile.
That's what you're referring to, not the career. It's La Manga steps. Here we go.
Step by step.
Oh my goodness.
Right, Kaz. So we don't have pre-seasons anymore, which I think we are happy about. But I suppose you do go through a little bit of a pre-season. You'll be preparing for the Punditry.
Mm-hmm.
So what does a pre-season look like now for you?
Well, now the Euros is done, I was like, I can breathe. And then you're like, whoa, the season starts again and it's real quick. But yeah, it's just trying to get grips with all the signings.
Yeah.
And all that. There's been a lot in this transfer window. So getting to grips with that and kind of like I just look at the simple stuff really. Like I don't overcomplicate it in terms of, even looking at last year's table, where do people need to improve the most? Basics, like, so I watched Spurs the other day in pre-season, and like, it's just real simple math. Is like, well, they finished 17th. Where was the issue in terms of the table? Well, the amount of goals are conceded.
Yeah.
So you watch Thomas Frank, new manager coming in, and you look at the style already, and it's like, it's really compact. They're really hard to beat. Why? Because he's probably gone in from Brentford to Titian, and then literally gone, I need to be hard to beat. Long season, Champions League football. So it's just things like that. I love it. I can see you straight away go like this when I was speaking about it. But yeah, I just look at the simple stuff, don't overcomplicate it. And probably what I learned from a lot of the guys who we work with and you work with them and stick to football is just like, we don't know everything. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen. We're not Mystic Meg. Is just try and keep on top of everything and try and forge an opinion and just roll with it. Whether you're right or wrong, we'll never know until the end.
Can you send us some of them stat packs? Because I need to do a bit of...
You just need to swat up on Sunderland.
Yeah, okay.
Back your team.
Yeah.
You were talking about their new signing.
Yes, Jacka. I think he might be captain as well. So I am looking forward to seeing him. Obviously, Sunderland won't be playing against Birmingham because we're in the Premier League, baby. Can't wait. Maisie's already been giving us some stick because Leeds, she supports Leeds.
Okay,
so,
they're back in the...
So she thinks Leeds are going to do something. So Leeds versus
they might
Sunderland.
be good.
Yeah, but I don't want to bring up 1973 FA Cup final. Sunderland win 1-0 against Leeds. 31st minute goal. We don't like to reflect on the past, but we did win the FA Cup. I think that's a nice way to end this pod. Please listen to Long Story Short. You can catch us on Spotify, YouTube. Also, click to subscribe and follow, and you'll get all the behind-the-scenes gossip. Kaz, got anything to say?
You can follow us on... Have you done socials?
Go on.
I switched
do
off.
it.
I wasn't listening to what you were doing.
Great.
You can follow Long Short Pod on socials for all the BTS.